Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're having a lovely day. So in today's episode of How You're Getting Fucked by People Who Will Never Be Held Accountable, we're going to be talking about how every major telecom provider in the United States has been selling your location data. Not only have they been selling your location data, this is not even something that was included in the privacy agreement. So usually what happens is you get an end user license agreement that's like 900 pages long and it's written in legalese that you will never understand, and somewhere in that it'll say you don't actually own what you buy, we can do whatever we want, we can inject ads into everything, we can sell your data, forced arbitration, and this is something that I call EULA roofing, end user license agreement roofing, where the company decides that we are going to hide this somewhere so that we can technically say you should have noticed it, but you don't actually notice it. In this case, this is not EULA roofing, this is just straight up roofing, because they're not even telling you that they're going to be selling your data. And again, at the end of the day, I think everybody watching this probably had some sort of suspicion or paranoia. You probably had an idea that your data was being sold, that when you hit location on your phone, you're not the only one that knows your location. And sadly, the FCC has confirmed that this is true. One of the things that many of my more libertarian-leaning viewers will say, if you don't like this company, just buy from somebody else. One of the things you may notice here is that it is T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, and Sprint. Every major wireless carrier in America. You don't have a choice. You have 4 wireless carriers. So they can say, oh, you don't like your location data being... Or you can go to somebody, oh, there is nobody else because we all do the same thing. This really is like that South Park episode where they're talking about the cable guy who says, oh, you don't like our Oh, there are no other packages. You have to pay for every channel. This is the equivalent of that happening in real life. As you can see here, the FCC has decided to fine every
You
major
can just
carrier.
not get a phone
AT&T,
data
Sprint,
plan.
which joined T-Mobile, and Verizon. Nearly $200 million for illegally sharing access to consumers' location data. And again, when you read through these documents, there's a bunch of them. I've linked to about 12 of them down below, so you can read the primary sources rather than news articles if you'd like. This information got sold to everybody from bond companies, bounty hunters, you name it, they sold the data to any one of these people. The document says this ugly practice violates the law, specifically Section 222 of the Communications Act, which protects the privacy of consumer data. The Commission has long recognized the importance of ensuring that information about who we call and where we go is not for sale. And we're going to show you how they decided to protect this with the fine that they levied on these companies, as well as the punishment. Not only were the fines levied completely fucking ridiculous, but you actually had argument within the FCC as to whether or not they should have been punished at all. Now, let's talk a little bit about the FCC's actions. Not only was there argument within the FCC as to whether or not these companies even should be punished, which we will dig into, and I'm going to try to summarize their arguments, the fines that were levied were a joke. So let's take a look over here at the net profit of each company. And I'm going to include this in the links down below so that you can verify any of this information for yourself. Do not trust me. If we take a look at Verizon, it looks like they're not doing that well. A few years ago, they made $22 billion, then $21 billion, and now they're down to $12.095 billion. So I'm going to play the tiniest violin in the world for Verizon for the fact that they're getting fined as they're losing revenue.
I mean, who cares? Who cares? If they sell your location, who fucking cares? If you didn't notice it, then who fucking cares?
All right, so